Yeah, 2010, it's your boy Drastic, linked up with B+, Hooking Them Lips Part 2. We done told y'all to bring your A game. Yeah.
You know as soon as I hit the water, it's about to go down. Get to the spot, now it's time to creep, so I drop that trailer and mold it down.
We still be hooking them lips, hooking them lips. We still hooking them lips, hooking them lips.
You know as soon as I hit the water, it's about to go down. Get to the spot, now it's time to creep, so I drop that trailer and mold it down.
We still be hooking them lips, hooking.
Hey everybody, welcome to North Rhodes Outdoors. My name is Tory Rhodes and you are watching Pro Talk. On this week's episode, we're going to talk about tournaments and do you guys fish enough or too many? We talked to some of the younger pros on the Elite Series. We're going to ask them if 8 is enough.
No, I think 8's about right. Yeah. I'd hate to see more, especially with someone like me having to fund it all yourself. You know, 8 events is plenty.
You know, as my rookie season, I don't have anything to gauge it off of, but 8 for the year, it seems a little light for me. I'd rather do 10 to 12 tournaments a year, to tell you the truth. I know they did, when the Elites first started out, I believe they had 10 or 12 events, knocked it down to 8. You know, I'd like to see more in a year.
I want to see more events. You know, to make this a viable living for most of us, we have to be able to fish as many events as possible. You know, and personally, I like to fish about 15 events a year. You know, I fish the 8 Elite Series. I usually fish one of the Central Opens, and then I usually pick up, you know, 3 or 4 different charity type events or just jackpot events just for fun. But for me, 15 events is about right. What people don't realize is, though, when we say events, we're not talking weekend tournaments. You know, we're talking a week. So that's like 15 weeks on the road. And so, I mean, it's pretty grueling. You know, obviously the financial side of it makes things tricky. You know, we really need to see where the entry fees can drop down. But again, you know, we're fishing for our own money. You know, they've got to come up with sponsors for the trails. You know, but they're in it to make money too, as a business. Any of these tournament circuits are. So, I mean, really we got to find some happy medium where the payouts are good, where we're not paying near the entry fees, because that's what's killing us as pros, is paying these outlandish entry fees.
So once again, it just depends on who you are and what your situation is. Guys like Clark Ream wants to fish a little bit more, but Fletcher, you know, he's fitting the bill out of his own pocket, and this is good for him. As a fan, what I'd like to see some tournaments that are fished September, October, November. I'd kind of like to see some stuff happen in the fall. Next week, we are going to talk about the service crew and how much it costs if you bust your lower unit. What does the service crew do for you guys on the Pro Tour? That's next week on Pro Talk.